Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Fury. I am here, and welcome to the Sunday Random. And we're about to get into this in a moment. Uh, it's been a while, so without further ado, let's do what we do. All right, all right. I'm here, y'all. Don't worry, I'll be on in a moment. There we go. All right, I'm down here in the little corner. What's up, everybody? Uh, just getting used to this whole setup of doing this thing from two different computers. So I got my PC here to go and do all the heavy lifting. And I have my backdrop here for my little office, little black screen going on here. And the whole name of this premise is Sunday Random. Something I used to do on Facebook all the time. So I'm kind of doing it here to see what's going on. It's been a couple of things I just wanted to talk about. And I just hope some people show up today. We'll see. If they don't, oh well. You get some things accomplished regardless. How's everybody been doing? I've been like actually just doing what I normally been doing lately, and that's just basically just living life off of the grid. Meaning, oh, not off of the grid, like I'm living out in a shack somewhere. So I'm just talking about off of the whole gaming grid, you name it. It's just best if I just take it this way. So while we're here, I'm going to experiment with some things here. I'm going to use this to bring this here and fit me a little bit more over into the screen. So I figure if I can take the load off of one, this technology, like everybody, if you got a laptop and you got a computer, you got this whole technology where you can use OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. You can use this whole OBS software. So while I got the camera connected to my laptop, the backdrop is on my current PC, which I'm running this on. The PC, I can game, I can look up videos, I can look up a couple of things here, and there won't be a lot of lag because both of these are hardwired into the broadband. But is a software where you can actually call teleport through OBS, where I can teleport OBS from my PC into my laptop, take off the weight, and have them both share the brunt of it, so you can get an overall better view. I mean, an overall better performing live stream. It's all types of stuff. Like I'm no expert at this, y'all. I'm really not. You know me, always having technical issues and whatever, but I need something that works. So anybody watching this, what's good? Somebody talk to me in the chat. I think there's somebody watching. I'm not sure besides myself watching it here. So I mean, after the eventful day yesterday and the day before, it's me doing what I normally do. Like I'll just do I work 911 full time. If I'm not doing, I mean, not full. Yeah, I work 911 full time and I also work medical transport 911. So there's always stories about that. Like it's not too crazy of a story, but yesterday I haven't dealt with one of these type of people in a long time. And that's actually the person who overdoses on heroin and denies using anything heroin related. Uh, And you do it in front of your wife, bro? That happens a lot, more than you think. Get my water. Gotta get some hydration going. Good, good, good. So let's talk about this whole situation that I've been having as a Black American man. Okay. Now, I'm following a lot of people who are fellow Black people who do a lot of YouTube content, but it needs to be said. I have to speak on my own blackness. Okay. Now, I want this to be known. I don't put nobody on a fucking pedestal when it comes to people outside of the black race. I don't put nobody on a pedestal or so, but yo, what's going on, man? Hey, what's going on? So let me continue on. I don't put no other racial group on a pedestal, but I find it funny that a lot of people that I follow content of who are black, they don't talk about the shit that needs to be talked about. I don't know if you know that, D, but a lot of them don't talk about the shit they need to talk about. I mean, we got people like, of course, we got Red Pill, Black Mansfield, we got SBE, Shane Blame and Explain. And my whole thing is like this look, my whole aspect is I will never put another group above mine, but we collectively as black people, we need to fucking handle our shit. We need to clean up our yard. And I'm tired, bro. And that start, it's a two-way street. It's not just men, we got to do everything and they will follow. We live in an era where more than ever, I mean, I said more than ever, we don't get the respect that we deserve as black men. We don't get it. And you said, no, they don't. Everything's about relationship talk. Yeah, everything is about relationship talk. And the thing is, people can't have successful relationships if they're not working on themselves or they're not just basically be like, you know what? This is what I need to do. I know I've been messing up. I need to stop moving like this. I mean, it comes from obesity down to who you choose to procreate with. And it all starts with our women. We know black society is matriarchal. And, you sent me that video earlier where you had a bunch of young black females talking about how black men are sassy today and stuff. And only in America I can hear black women brag about being more masculine, allegedly. Excuse me a second. All right. They can brag about being more masculine, allegedly, than a black man, and still shit on black men. There's nothing to brag about. Bragging about being more masculine, that's nothing to brag about. Who brags about that? Like what? Like, and we actually sit there, and a lot of black men let that shit get under their skin, rather than just be like, okay, you want to be a man, you go over there and be a man. I know I'm a man. I don't know what you. I don't. You think that's cute? You think that's cute? Okay. All right. Have a good day. That's all you need to do. I can't sit on here 24/7 fucking being like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? These women just don't listen to me. It's funny. We live in a type of we live in a type of how can we say background where that guy who has I believe he has Bell's palsy or cerebral palsy, and he's a comedian. He put out the video talking about, he got stood up on a date and stuff. Black women, what that did wrong with that guy. And we just found that out that more than likely that was a skit. But that didn't stop Mr. Let Go of running his fucking mouth to put some bass in your voice and stuff. And I'm like, Nigga, you are from Philly, bro. Aren't you the same bro that be like, y'all let Freeway rap the way he rapped, and Freeway had one of the most high pitched whining ass voices, and you gonna tell somebody like this who's a comedian to put some bass in his voice like that's gonna assert his masculinity when masculinity isn't being respected right now as just being a man as is, especially a black man. We're very picked apart, but only our women, we only in America, our women compete for victimhood. And I don't want to compete with victimhood. I want to get away from being a victim of something just because the way I look. But you can't escape that shit. You got to be ready to adapt to it and have to possibly defend yourself. And the way this society is based, they trying to make defending yourself more and more of an issue. Look at the whole shit with what's the brother name down there? Florida, who has a textbook case of stand your ground. Let's look him up. Give me 1 second. Uh let's go to main PC and let's go to where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? We're gonna go here. We're gonna go to the backdrop and I wanna go to see if I can bring up something. That's not gonna help. Let's go to not here, not here, not here, not backdrop. Okay. Let's go to damn it. Give me 1 second. I can't. Did it go? Oh, here it is. Browser green screen. It moved. Okay. I'm gonna fix everything up. This background because we doing a whole bunch of different things. We're gonna go to fit the screen in order, and we're gonna fit the screen. Bam, just like that. All right. See, I got to deal with the PlayStation fanboys as well. So let's go to interact. Word. All right. So let me get rid of this, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about in a moment. This guy here, he's down in Florida. And let's go to Professor Black Truth because he recently did a video about him. Oh, I'm in the wrong computer. I gotta get used to that. Professor Black Truth. All right, so word. This guy here, yes. Sipho Bennett. Let's talk about Sipho Bennett for a second now. Now, I'm gonna move myself a little bit over right here. Let's talk about Sipho Bennett for a second. Now, Sipho Bennett was attacked and harassed by two white men, and he, you know what? Better yet, I do you one better. Let's go to the video itself.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor and
fair use. This is fair use. This is moment of truth. If you're not subscribed to Professor Black Truth, go ahead. And every Friday he does crime report. And check this out.
This is the moment of truth. And now the Friday crime report. This Friday's crime report is going to be very different than the ones that I've done before.
Let's get
polite, very well spoken, very educated too.
Shopping center on Highway 331. Surveillance footage from Yamato Steakhouse shows the 25 minutes prior to 32-year-old Sipho Bennett pulling the trigger.
We know Sipho pretty well. He comes up here and eats a lot. He's very polite, very well spoken, very educated too.
Okay. All right. So it's funny that I had to stop it right there because I know this is very funny. I hate that shit. I really do when they say he's very well spoken. This is a non-black woman explaining and describing a black man. But she's still defending him, but they still find some way to make it look like, oh, I'm defending one of the good Negroes. Anyway, let's just keep going. Let's go.
He came up here to eat. We were closed.
That's Sipho right there. That's right there. All right.
For the day. The two boys, when he started walking up, automatically started verbally assaulting him and racial profiling.
Look how they get out their vehicle. The moment on sight they see him, they start harassing him just because of who he is.
Him and calling him names.
Yo, they're not even fully dressed, and they couldn't wait. Let's keep going.
Between 5:35 and 5:50, the two men identified as David Brimmer and Caden Johnson come back to the local smoke shop multiple times.
Multiple times, right? Multiple times. They wouldn't let this go for nothing. This man did absolutely shit. He did absolutely jack shit. But they had to press on. Let's keep going.
Seen taunting Bennett from the parking lot.
They were drunk, mumbling, they were slurring, everything.
Which is no excuse. I'm sorry. This is no excuse, y'all. Drunk behavior is your true nature with the inhibitions down, meaning the stuff that you feel like, you know what, this might get me shamed. This might expose me for being something that I pretend not to be. So with the alcohol, that all that's thrown out the window.
He went into the smoke shop to get away from the boys. And they recorded him inside the smoke shop, still assaulting him and coming at him.
Just before the clock hits 5:51,
we don't get to see that footage in this video, but they assaulted him. They don't show it here, but you listen to her verbiage, you listen to what she said, her explanation. They assaulted. And they kept coming back and forth.
First shot is fired. Bennett is seen covering the weapon with a jacket and fires one more shot into the driver's side window. When the shooting happened, the victims jumped into a car, backed up, hitting another vehicle in the parking lot before leaving through the bushes and across 331 into oncoming traffic. That's when they landed at the La Rumba Mexican restaurant parking lot and police arrived. David Brimmer died after being shot in the chest. Johnson was shot.
What's the shit a lot of the PC folks like saying to us? Play stupid games? Here we go. Let me just continue on. You know what? Let me shut up.
Shot in the arm and will recover. Walton County deputies located Bennett after the scene at a nearby Walgreens. Police said he confessed to the shooting and is charged with murder and aggravated.
This is my problem. He's charged with murder. But let's keep on. Let's keep on.
Battery with a deadly weapon. According to police, Bennett said he was fearful the two men were going to get a gun and shoot him first. Police said officers found a gun in the victim's car across the highway.
Let this man out. Let this man go. Give him the benefit of the doubt that you gave, what's the guy, Zimmerman. Oh my God, he was scared of a teenager with a hoodie on. Oh, woe is me. He profiled somebody who actually had to fight for their life and end up getting shot. So he antagonized. See, Zimmerman, my problem is Zimmerman antagonized somebody to put hands on them to justify being shot. Looks kind of familiar. Same state, right? All right, anyway, let's keep going.
What you just saw is a summary of an incident that happened on July 4th of this year.
It's been just a little bit over a month ago. Now, this is Professor Black Truth. This is commentary right here.
Which is also the same day that Jadarius Rose was brutally attacked by police in Ohio. So these white supremacists see July 4th as one of their racist holy war days. A day for them to celebrate the triumph of white supremacy by targeting black people. So while Jadarius Rose was being attacked in Ohio, another racial incident was on.
You know, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but you get this is the gist, because I don't want to infringe on Black Truth. You go to the channel to watch his things and stuff out of fair use. So you get to see what's going on here, right? You see the whole gist of the situation, right? Homie stood his ground, but he's still getting charged with murder and aggravated assault, right? What does Torian Ray and Reloaded call it? Damn flies in here. I'll get them out later. Um, Operation Protect the who? What? Exactly. Just who it is. So that's the whole gist of the situation right here. And we've had numerous situations before where stuff like this happened. See, the whole thing where I was going with this earlier is that they making it me, me. This goes back to what my whole status is like adapting to a situation and possibly having to fight for it. And the thing is, they're trying to make that more difficult. See, the whole situation is that you have to, as I don't give a damn if you from Mars and your skin was as green as the fucking was as green as moss. The thing is, you have to protect yourself, and what they're doing is making it difficult for us to protect ourselves because a lot of us fear going to jail for simply defending ourselves against non-black people. A lot of black people, this is the whole idea. And then you're also giving the mindset by giving somebody like Daniel Penny. You're giving Daniel Penny the benefit of the doubt because of a mentally disturbed person on the train who was not fighting or getting violent. He was getting, he was yelling. I'm on a job yesterday, blocks away from where I live. I'm on a 911 job and I'm getting a ETOH into my ambulance. ETOH is intoxicated person. The man walks with a walker. He admits to drinking a lot of alcohol and falling numerous times because first of all, he can't walk properly sober. So imagine him using the walker sober and then being intoxicated out of his mind. But meanwhile, there's a guy who's high on some shit, walking back and forth, talking about he's from Mississippi. He put a music speaker in the tree next to my ambulance and start doing some stupid ass dance. I have to worry about that. As long as that man don't attack me or brandish a weapon that makes me feel unsafe or my partner, I have to keep on moving. What gives Daniel Penny the right to grab some dude and put him in a chokehold for 15 minutes and tell other people to stop? Don't help, don't try to help him. And then why nobody talks about the two other men that was holding the dude's arms down, holding Neil's arms down? Why nobody talks about those two? Why those two aren't charged with anything? So they're making it more difficult for us to fight back, which is the human thing you need to do, especially if you are not committing a crime and you are a victim. But sometimes not all heroes get a happy ending. And it seems that when you are a personal hero, meaning you saved yourself, you saved your ass, you still have to ultimately pay the price if the skin doesn't look nice, right? And I'm not saying we are, no, I'm talking about if the skin ain't nice, meaning this ain't the color they find ideal. Yeah, I said it. That's one thing that really gets my piss in the boil, but it goes to me saying we, and it's by design, we don't get that same type of smoke when we are doing their dirty work. And I'm saying this to as one black man to black people out there, we don't get that, we don't get the smoke. We don't get the same type of smoke. If I was out there and I was about the pookie shit, I was out there doing all types of other stuff that was more detrimental to black people than anything. I don't get much, like they're not in the priority, they're not prioritizing that. You know they're not prioritizing that shit. If I was out there doing pookie shit, putting hands on harming my own people, that's not a priority. And this is me speaking as a man who was assaulted at work. You think them detectives? I gave them the dude's name. And I'm like, yo, you find him before I do. I haven't seen this guy since. I I'm dead ass. I haven't seen him since. He's schizophrenic. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I don't. You weren't my patient that day. But you decided to put hands on me and thought I was gonna let this slide? The detectives ain't doing their job. They don't care. But let that have been me putting my hands on a tourist from somewhere, some European country. Man, please. They had my ass locked up a long time ago. Or one of those yuppies in downtown Jersey City. Man, they would have had my ass locked up a long time ago. They would have known that the other day while I was in the Acme supermarket, I ate a grape without paying for it. The way they work today, they would use that to be a justification as a means for you to be executed as a black man by a some crazed Karen or some guy, some PC dude that feared for his life because of the sight of me. Because I didn't smile at him and say, "Oh yes, boy, let's fuck out of here." Let me read. It said, "I carry 2 firearms with several magazines. If I kill somebody in self-defense, I'll take my chances being judged by my peers." See, New Jersey different. There's no concealed carry here. You have a weapon in your car, it better not be loaded. You better have a gun in the glove compartment and have the ammo in the trunk, which will do jack shit for you if you're being shot at. Well, I'm gonna get out the car and get gun bound to try to get to the ammo? What kind of stupid shit? See, that's what I'm talking about here. We did. Oh shit, Artie, how you doing, man? The family's good. I'm not doing too well here. You know, working. I mean, I like my job, what I do for 911, but the way the city's going today, like how they trying to gentrify my city, it's ridiculous. So many things are being built. So many things are overpriced. And the thing is, have I have a criminal record that's non-existent, and it's still hard for me to afford places to live in. I work and I serve the people 911, and it's not a profession that is lucrative, and they wonder why there's not enough people out there rescuing people. You don't make the job worthwhile. Uh, I'm trying, man. I got a lot of the gray coming. I'm more gray than I've ever been. Oh, shit. I am turning 45 in a couple of weeks, but I've been getting gray heavier since my mid 30s. So it's been something that's been just escalating since since a decade ago. And let me read. Say I remember reading a while back. Hollow points are illegal in Jersey. Yes, they are. They are. It's like it's funny. Like there's so little means of protecting yourself in this state, but there's a lot of things that you need to be protected from. These police around here they don't stop anything. They react to it. Somebody got shot in front of my house 2 years ago, a week before my birthday, and they were posted around the corner protecting them folks. And when I say them folks, you know just who I'm talking about. The ones uh who were affected during World War II time. Them folks. They was around the corner posted to make them feel good. And I'm not saying that because I'm some hate monger. It's the way it is. Though they were there, our police got post on one of the main strips right around the corner from you. Ironically, MLK, which is funny. Like, isn't it funny that Martin Luther King has been dead for decades, but everywhere you go with a street named after him, they make sure that's the most violent place. A man who stood for nonviolence, you turn how all the crime is pushed into that street. But that's another story. Let me see. You got to move to the south. Yeah, my mother's already down there, and I worry about her. Shit, I'll probably be in she in Locust Grove. I'll probably be in jail like a month after I get down there if somebody do something to her. Fuck, man. You said you graded the sensors. You been off camera. You graded the sensor now, Audie? Shit, damn, damn. It's running. They said it's like an inability to produce a certain chemical. I forgot the name of it. That makes people turn gray and stuff. And the gray hairs, they grow the way they want to grow. They really don't lay down. It's because of the chemical missing in your hair. Forgot the name of it. And you said, bless your son, have a great stream, bro. Keep spreading the word. All right, I will stay safe, man. Thanks, bro. So I mean, New Jersey. I'm thinking about it eventually. I mean, I'm thinking, is there a means for me to find work? See, only if Georgia was a state that actually, only if Georgia was a state that actually, how can I say, honored national registry, maybe I can move. See, and you said how shit goes fast. We have the Lord's jeans, bro. Yeah, it does go fast. Time is flying. I can't believe I'm glad I actually made it like this to this age. So many people I went to school with, they're not doing too great. Like from a physical standpoint, a lot of them. Let's keep it real here. I don't give a fuck if they see this. A lot of them are obese, especially our women, bro. I mean, but that's the problem we deal with, right? I mean, like, come on, man. You down Georgia? I know they say everything big in the South, especially Texas, but we down there, the women are bigger. And I thought, shit, the women here big. I don't understand for the life of me. And I'm about to probably get I'm gonna probably get some shit for this, but you at this point you really think I care? It's like this. The women are fucking huge, man. They're huge, and I'm not for it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't see why we are one of the only group. I mean, like next to the Hispanics and our women and the Latino community and the Black community are the biggest they've been, and it's totally fine. And I'm saying to myself, like, this ain't cool. This ain't cool at all, bro. And people are like, well, that's your personal preference. I'm like, so nobody prefers to be as healthy as they possibly can be. See, I told my friend Charles the other day, when I see a woman who's my age and older taking care of what they have without the surgery, that shows me that's attractive. Not because I'm like, I want her to be a stick model. No, it's attractive to the fact that I'm attracted to a woman who takes care of her body. Meaning like have she still accepts the fact that she's growing old, but she's working with what she got to keep herself there. And that mentality is attractive. You know why? Because that shows a woman who believes in longevity and she believes in self-preservation versus somebody who wants to just say like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and guess what? I'm gonna go get it sucked out of me if it goes too far. You're willing to die on an operating table to look a certain way rather than be a certain way and get it with less money and possibly picking up new habits that will help you age gracefully. Why? Because if you're health conscious enough, that brings longevity. That brings longevity if you're health conscious. Just being rewarded, just saying like, you know what? I took this money, and I went and got me bargain basement surgery in Dominican Republic. So this can make my ass look fat. My stomach fat can make my ass look fatter. You're not learning anything. This is why we got a lot of bitches walking around built like Miss Pac-Man right now. You know why? Because she done took the fucking fat out of her stomach, put it on her ass, and then she gained it back. So you got this, you got this huge, and you got this huge, and you built, and then your legs and your thighs don't match because a lot of you get the BBLs and y'all don't do, y'all haven't done a squat outside of sitting on a nigga's dick. You haven't done a squat outside of sitting on a nigga's dick. So your thighs don't match and you built like Miss Pac-Man on the side of the machine. Let's look up Miss Pac-Man so you can see what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Let's see if I can go there. Right. Let me see. You built like Miss Pac-Man. Let's bring up Miss Pac-Man right now so you can see the pictures of Miss Pac-Man. You know, matter of fact, let me go to my phone. I might be able to say that. Let's go here. This Let's go to images right here. You built like that, basically. You built like Miss Pac-Man. You got normal size legs, and your upper body's round because why? You have been gaining. You gained your stomach back. Now you got a big ass that was formerly your stomach fat, and a lot of chicks who get these surgeries be having short torsos. So you built like Miss Pac-Man as it. But okay, I guess some of them are okay with that rather than being built like a capital P. And a lot of people are like, what you mean by a capital P? You said you in here cooking? Oh, what's going on, Lawrence? Yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of them built either like Miss Pac-Man or they built like the letter P. Letter P meaning we got some badly built females out here. They ain't got no ass, just boom. And then they the type that got like either the unitity, which means they got like A cups, but they look like they're like a stocky nigga with a tank top on, because the titties just sit on top of a big ass stomach. So they're like flat as fuck. And then it's just the big stomach with like the A cup sitting on it. So it's like a P. He built like a P because it's the fat here like this, and then he got flat ass right there. Built like the letter P. Built like that. And these be the same ones telling you that because I'm not Mr. Six Figures. Oh, you ain't got you ain't got no right to have preference. The fuck I am. It'd be funny, like the ones who are a Tijuana 5, you a Tijuana 5, and you trying to say you deserve a 10? That has fucked up a lot of people. It's like that big badly built trans woman on fucking whatever podcast who swears she's a 10. Yo, you gotta see it. You got big at the top, smart at the bottom. They ain't got no bottom. They remind me of my late English teacher, Mr. D'Angelo. Mr. D'Angelo had skinny legs. He had skinny legs and obese man upper body. Man, let me see if I can show you. Who I was talking about off the whatever podcast. You got people built like this, bro. See, my friend Ray sent me that. Sent me this. Let me see if I can find it. And let's go here. Let's go to. This is a. Just pay attention to this. That is a trans woman. That big obese thing. He ain't shit, bro. Yo. Ray sent me that. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I kid you not, man. And let me show you something else my friend Charles sent me. Hold on. We gotta think about this. Let me be honest. It's not very many. Women are in tune to their body. They're not in tune with running a household. They're in tune to social media. They're not in tune with the needs of their significant other or their kids. I'm just gonna be honest. Women really is like fuck men. It's all about me, and I don't know if it comes from the fucked up experience that they've had, or I don't know. What percentage of modern women? Yeah. Now, when you got a ratchet like that saying and admitting that most modern women today aren't marriage material, you would think a lot of them would be like, you know what? Damn, even the hood rats saying it. Nah, they double down on it. And they be the ones Miss Miss Independent, the one Neo's singing about, or Miss College Educated. They be the you would think they be the ones that double down the most on it. You think all these guys out here that they want to focus on, who are deadbeat dads, the deadbeat dads they want to focus on. You think a lot of these men out here are just knocking up hood rats? You are sadly mistaken. Demetrius, tell them in the comment section that you know a lot of women who were college educated, got a good career, who got pookie baby daddies. Tell them. I'll wait. Tell them in the comment section, bro. Because I know a few of them, even here in New Jersey, that a lot of them have Pookie baby daddies. That's what made me put up that that reel I put up the other day from Shisha Shed the coffee podcast. That clip I put up on the reel yesterday. Because that lady is absolutely right. Let me see if I can find what she put up. Hold on. Get tricked and fooled. He deceived me. He fooled me. He tricked me. How many times do y'all gonna get tricked and fooled? Where is he? Y'all the ones with the degrees? Y'all the ones who always auto-correcting somebody in the comments? That's enough. That's enough. That wasn't very nice. Damn. Section, imagine being able to tell somebody that they spelled the word wrong, but you couldn't pick your baby daddy right. It's like y'all don't even think that we see the men that y'all out here having babies by. It be men like this. Y'all want us to believe that you got deceived. Look at what this man said. Ass hanging off his ass. Nothing about him said anything. But you want us to believe that you got deceived and tricked. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. A lot of these women aren't getting fooled. This is who they actively choose. And then they go back for thirds and seconds. Some of them will be a woman who got a good ass career, and she competing with a hood rat because they both baby mamas by the same dude. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, you know what? I ain't got no kids. Oh, you want to go, guy? You want to date him? I'm boring. Okay. Back when I was in my 20s, that shit used to get to me. But I've started realizing that shit has done me a favor in life. I got I got hobbies and shit that I can afford. I ain't got to worry about putting on a mouth to feed from who's connected to an ungrateful hood rat cookie chasing heifer. I ain't got to worry about having one of those as a baby mother. The only thing I'm taking care of beyond myself is my bills and these two dogs here. And dogs got short lifespans compared to raising children. So tell me, tell me why how life is so hard for us outside of just trying to make it. Yeah, I understand the dating life can be really difficult because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be alone, man or woman. And if you say you basically don't need companionship in your life, you would be sadly mistaken. Now, there's a difference between relationship and companionship. Some people were like, you know what? I want companionship and stuff. Like, look at Gilbert Arenas. What did Gilbert Arenas say recently? You remember that? Let's go here to interact. This is what Gilbert Arenas said. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Let's go here. It should pop up. Let's go get on women. Right here. See? That's what he said, but they don't stop there. Let's go to this guy here. Let's see if I can find. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that one right here. Let's see if I can find that one right here. Yep, he has a point. So imagine that mentality. See, this is what they don't want. Chad got money, but Chad got sense. They don't want people like him to have sense because people with his type of money they want to just be like, if you got it, why aren't you spending it? You're just cheap. He'll be that. But from somebody who got funds to lose, oh, what's going on, King of Games? What's going on? It's been a while. But with somebody who got money to lose, which is the average working class American man, they want us to just be like, you know what? Fuck it. They want us to believe this is the only way we're going to get ahead with them. So they would alienate themselves to a low percentage of men, and this isn't shaming, this is just the way statistics go. They will alienate themselves to that and all sit there and cry and bitch and complain on the internet. And I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Because you don't put yourself out of contention with me. Even if you come around after everything else fell, you put yourself out of contention with me because I saw what you went for first. You went for that first, and I'm stupid. Like you just needed some extra time. Get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck it. Please. I've been good, man. And you said, Shango, you said, yep, don't get these over pregnant. Better yet, don't fuck with them at all, which is true. Oh, you said other stuff. Hold on. So I'm reading the report you sent me. You said Memphis police chief tops 280K in salary after bonuses. Oh, you mean the chick that who led the officers that killed what's his name again? I almost forgot his name. I don't want to forget his name. Tyree Nichols. Yes. You mean the woman who Tyree Nichols died under her watch? She getting that much money, right? That's another topic I could get into. How the now BLM is just basically it's funded off of our blood, and I'm talking about black men. It's funded off of our blood because BLM was not there for what's her name, Breonna Taylor, because Breonna Taylor was a woman, and her boyfriend wounded one of the police officers, and the charges were dropped against him. They're not there for that. But when it's somebody like a Tyree Nichols or George Floyd, which people went through all types of means to just justify his death. Oh, he was supposedly on fentanyl. When Kanye West started saying that cool shit, I was like, you know what? He can sit there and he can wear his clothing with his football pads under it and be with some big titty. But I don't, you can go ahead and be with this big titty non-black female all you want. You done lost me a long time ago. You done went with the chick who who discovered what BBLs was and she can't let it go. See, Kim was born with a naturally good body, but Kim, like a lot of people, are afraid of getting old. This goes back to gracefully aging, which a lot of people are afraid of today. That's why his mother died on the damn operating table. And I'm not saying that in a spiteful way. She had that surgery done and she's too old for that shit. She's too old for that. So anyway, but on subject, like I'm saying, keeping on subject, BLM is off of our blood. And to see that you sent me this report saying that chief makes 280K in bonuses total and stuff. Meanwhile, what's going on with this case? What's the latest on the Tyree Nichols case? And what is she doing to fix this situation? Because you let the Scorpion unit, which was 5 black guys and 1 fat white dude who got the charges dropped against him, which doesn't surprise me at all. What's going on with that? She's making that much money. I can tell you this now. I rescue people. And I'm not beating nobody to death. People didn't survive because they were either too far gone or we not miracle workers. We are taught a certain job, and if all our methods apply and it's not your time to go to the upper room, we can help you. We can save you. But when it's your time, it's your time. You say the crime rate is ridiculous. Oh yeah, yes, it for sure. I've heard how ridiculous the crime rate is in Memphis. And you had a rogue unit running around. And then when they did a deep dive into the roster of the police officers who killed Tyree Nichols, you realized a lot of them were mentally unstable and some bitch ass niggas. One dude beat up somebody. Allegedly, Nichols got beat up, beaten to death because he was fucking with one of the girls. Allegedly. So that shit was personal. So you let one of these officers drag you into a personal situation. You let it drag into a personal situation, and now all of y'all are gonna do some time, rightfully so. And you think I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, because that black guy is gonna be Operation Protect the black murderer? No, it's you see how that's what it needs to be. We need to take care. We need to hold our own accountable. And you realize our black men get held far more accountable than our black women, who have set niggas up to be killed and robbed for years. For years. They have set us up to be robbed and killed for years. They done set us up to be siphoned from court. They done set us up. Oh, don't worry, I done used the dental dam. Don't fall for it. You don't, like Dimitri said, you don't get these hoes pregnant. If you just met somebody and in the heat of the moment, don't fall victim to that. In the heat of the moment, you're supposed to work well under pressure at all times, men. And women too. They're supposed to work well under all time. You're acting as if STIs don't exist. I just met you at a club and stuff. You could be somebody, for all I know, you could be a woman out there who's purposely taking dudes with her because she just found out she got the package. She done caught the monster. I say to myself, if you giving away sex this quickly and I don't know you, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. If you giving it away that easily, I don't trust you. So, condom is a must. You don't know what these people got. And hell, I can sit here online and tell you that I keep myself super healthy, but you don't know me, lady. Woman, you don't know me. So why are you even saying, oh, it's okay, you can finish inside me or you can finish on it? Which women love the most, those two things. Either in them, number one, number two, on it. And like dudes exploding on top of their pum pum or in it, which makes no fucking sense. You know why? Because society set it up that if they get pregnant, they can do that. They can take you here. They can get all types of benefits and all this other stuff. And this is why a lot of guys need to be more responsible. I'm not saying every woman out there to get you, but if shit happens, she will be all right more than you will. That's all I'm saying. And you said, I know from personal experience, wrap your shit up. You're damn right. Wrap it up. You're like, y'all not miracle workers, but can help with yes. We help. If it's not your time to go, AO, it's not your time to go. That's what I've learned in the EMS field. Even the paramedics who got all this advanced training and they can use a cocktail to paralyze you from the throat down so they can intubate you and keep you from waking up or to keep you from being conscious as they put a tube down your throat. Even they can't work miracles. They give you epinephrine. If by the fifth epi, if your heart has not started, it's over. It's over. See, this is hence the reason why I think companionship and not dying alone is great. I'm saying if I'm in a condition where something happened to me and I live by myself, I'm dead meat. I'm dead meat. I'm going to die basically because there's nobody to tend to. And I'm not saying I need somebody I just need somebody just for that in life. We need each other. We need each other. Everybody needs somebody. If you are playing for the other team, hell, even y'all need somebody. We all need somebody, man. But the way society is, you got to put the horse before the cart rather than putting the cart before the horse, because you can't be in a relationship with somebody who ain't ready for relationships. You can't think, you can't, like, a meme once said, you can't expect this from niggas like this. Meaning, on top of the meme, it had um a couple, you can see the silhouette of the couple looking at the sunset. And it's telling women you can't expect shit like this from niggas like that. On the bottom, you've seen um a whole bunch of black dudes with fucking their pants hanging off their ass, making gun gestures at the camera. Who those type that type of black men are the ones who have all the children for the most part. She know you ain't shit. She still wants some of that your baby back. But Dr. Umar said we're supposed to foster those niggas' mistakes. We as men, as stand up black men, supposed to foster their kids. But you want to always throw black men under the bus, but you always want to throw the men who have valid complaint under the bus rather than putting a stop to the Pookie shit. You know why? Umar wants to put a stop. He don't want to put a stop to the Pookie shit because he has two baby mothers. He has two baby mothers and two daughters. He's projecting his fuck ups on us to fix. All the women he talking about, we need to mentor their children. He represents the very demographic that left those children in that state. That's the fucking problem. That's why he sees shit like that. And you said Memphis Niggly Bears. Hood gangster culture is corny in this day and age, but this is what makes black women wet, bro. It makes them wet. And then these are the same women who were trying to turn on Jonathan Majors. Which, oh yeah, did you hear? Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend fled the country. She's about to be charged with assault. She's out of the country. There's no case. Jonathan Majors, I knew he was innocent. I Ben knew he was innocent. The moment they announced that there was footage of her putting hands on him, and then there's footage of her in a club with no injuries on her. This is the New York trying to make something stick. They might as well bring fucking stop and frisk back. They might as well bring that back. They've been trying to get something to stick on him, and they just out of it. You felt. This is why Marvel did not pull the trigger on replacing him so quickly. Remember what they did years ago? They made a mistake with James Gunn because they found old tweets of him. James Gunn used to do video. He used to do movies for Tromaville. Tromaville is some of the most edgiest, gory, silly off the hook movies you've ever seen. The early Tromaville, he did shit from a man that did Toxic Avenger. James Gunn did that style of movies before Guardians of the Galaxy and being the head of DC movie creative. But Marvel would end up letting him go, and Kevin Feige, Ike Perlmutter let him go, but Kevin Feige got him back to finish out Guardians of the Galaxy and help them. And then when James Gunn got the job for heading DC movie, the first person he told was fucking Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige was like, he was like, I used to work for DC. The only people that's online fighting about this shit are the fucking fanboys, but we can get into that later on. But staying on subject with this whole thing, they don't want to make this same move. They don't want to make the same mistake that they did with James Gunn, with Jonathan Majors. It looked like that's the case. And staying on subject with Jonathan Majors, ain't it funny that people that, oh, now he wants to date a black woman. He with Megan Good. Megan Good left the pastor. This is black women getting on Megan Good about dating Jonathan Majors and getting on Jonathan Majors about dating Megan Good. I'm like, y'all don't want y'all don't want black men like him. So why do you care? Oh, it's because he's famous. Oh, it's because he's well off. He was blown up. He was an Ant-Man in the Wasp Quantumania. He was in Creed 3. Lovecraft. The first place I've heard of him was Lovecraft Country with Journey Smollett. You know, she's the sister. Journey Smollett Bell is the older sister of Jussie, who lied and made up that shit. Who lied and made up the shit saying he got attacked by two white men and they poured bleach on him and said MAGA and had MAGA hats on. Remember? Yes, his older sister is an actress. She was actually Michelle's friend in Full House when she was a little girl. She was the little light skinned black girl with the chinky eyes. And she was in Roll Bounce also. The girl that hung out with them. That when she showed up at the rink looking dressed feminine, they was like, damn, we didn't know you were like that's Journey Smollett Bell. Remember they were in Lovecraft Country together. So yeah, nobody cared about Majors like that. Nobody cared about Donald Glover until they saw that. I'm like, so they pretty much went where they was appreciated, not tolerated. I know it's a corny saying that we hear that a lot of the passport bro movement, and I'm not no disrespect to passport bros. I get what you're doing. I'm not even hating on it. Shit, if I was in that situation, I'd probably be doing it too. But I digress. Anyway, let me read. He said he always dated black women. LOL. Yeah, I mean, like, the whole shit with Major, it's like funny, like, even it went back to the 90s, y'all. Dennis Rodman. Nobody wanted Dennis Rodman. Remember, he said that himself when he was playing for the Pistons. And he looked normal, Dennis Rodman. Black chick wanted him. Oh, this, look at this big lipped ass. Shit like that. Nobody was fucking with Dennis Rodman like that. Is when Dennis Rodman started experimenting with his whole look and started getting a piercing, started coloring his hair, and he went from the Pistons to the Bulls. That's when people started to like really mess with him. When he started getting eccentric, this is when people started caring for him and who he dated. I mean, hell, Madonna had he smashed Madonna. Not and I know looking at her now, y'all looking like, ew. Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about surgery gone wrong? 60 something year old woman with a BBL and she got the cat face. That's awful. Age gracefully. Just because you got the money to fix it doesn't mean it looks good. One for man just like, oh, okay. I'm gonna have an extra four added to it. I'm walking around with a 13-inch cock. Who am I gonna fuck? Not many people. A lot of people are, you gonna beat my guts up. That's what a lot of females would be like, because remember that video about that redhead saying, this is this is good enough? This, she's like 8, 9, this is too big? Yeah. Oh, man. Nobody really cared about Rodman. Nobody cared about Michael B. Jordan. Nobody really cared about them until they started getting famous, and then they were seen with other women. That's only in Black America, bro. Only in Black America where a man who ain't about the street life is ignored until he becomes somebody. This is why you think marriages are low with us for a reason. Why you think our women are least married just because of happenstance, just because there's nobody checking for them. Bullshit. They don't know how to be wives. Like the video I showed you that friend Charles sent me the one when the black woman, the ratchet was talking about how modern women are. I mean, my friend Lawrence can tell you. Lawrence is an old friend of my brother. Uh, Demetrius can tell you in the comment section. Hell, a few other people can tell you that I know. There's two of my old friends who are married. They the only two they married and they got children. Um, One of my friends, John, got two children by the woman that we knew for friends. I was like, y'all, why y'all? I said it myself to them. John, Julia, why y'all bullshit? Y'all know damn well y'all should be something. And sure enough, I ain't see him for a while. Then next time I saw him, he was with her in a relationship, and then they end up married and they have two children together. Then my other friend, he has three by his wife. They went through back and forth situation, and then even my own cousin went through a on and off situation, and this is what all three of these guys I can tell you about. My cousin and my two old friends went through an on and off situation, and now three of them have been married for years and have children. And what was so unique about that situation compared to other on and off situations? They didn't get pregnant by other men, right? Even if y'all not even going to be in a situation where you're like, you know what, I need to just stop. I need a break for you. I don't know if I don't know if we either one meant to be. I got this feeling. It's like the Donnell Jones song, where I want to be. That song was about him saying, you know what, I've been with you since we were younger, and I just got this urge that I want to fuck all these other different women and stuff, but I can't cheat on you. So I just rather I need a break. And then guess what happened in that song? He was like, yo, he like this shit is empty. I love her too much. And he went and begged, and he went and got her back, or tried to get her back. And that's how that song, that's the whole gist of that song. Not in real life. You got somebody like Dwayne Wade that knocked up a female when he was away from Gabrielle Union. Ludacris did the same thing. And then on the women front of the situation, they could just get it aborted and act like it never happened. You see, this is why, once again, black men, you got to move smarter. You got to move smarter. If you're gonna be doing your do and y'all separated from one another, you can't be shooting up the club. You can't shoot up the club. Because otherwise you're just gonna be just in a world of sorrow. And you said funny, I run a pharmaceutical company on the side and these educated black women help me. Yeah, they like shit like that. They love it. They love helping. They love the danger. And I'm not no disrespect to you, but a lot of they they, they like dudes. They like dudes that's really into it. Dudes that just be like, you know what? They like, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna I like they like the super dangerous ones. That's why when I look at Pink Book lessons and you see her talking about stories of women getting sent to the upper room, and then you see black women like Paris Milan will she would coddle them and make it look like it's a war. Black men are all gonna do this to her, and she married. Well, it's all a grift. It's all a fucking grift. So let's go to Pink Book lessons right now. Damn, people are trying to expose her. I didn't even put that in. Exposed. Let's go ahead. Let's go to videos. Entitled service guys. She does all types of things. She holds black men and black women equally accountable. So let's go here. Fair use, fair use.
We have an update on the Imani Robertson case. That's the 30-year-old mother of 4 that went missing in Conyers, Georgia on July 16th. Her body was found in Atlanta and her husband was arrested. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed.
Oh boy. Oh boy. But let's keep going.
Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry that we are a little delayed. It has been a long night. I was even out late last night on this case, and under the circumstances with children involved and us taking possession of the child or children and releasing them to the grandmother, you can imagine what type of night she had and the parents had. This is the mother to my left, and this is the father of Imani to my right. And so, at the end of my statement here, I'm sure that you will hear some words from each of them.
And I'm glad they included the father this time. Thank you, Sheriff, for doing that because Imani had a mother and a father.
See that? I'm glad that she brought up the fact that the deceased had both parents in their life. That don't just a lot of people think all the time it's just fatherless women, and then it's funny, they don't need us, they don't need a man in their life and shit, but then the moment something happened to them, oh, it's because there was no man in their life. Okay, let's just keep going.
So I just want to make sure that I get my name right because I saw it incorrect on one of the news stations. I won't call. So I know how this routine goes. Again, I'm Eric, E-R-I-C, Levitt, L-E-V as in Victor, E-T-T, Sheriff of Rockdale County. All right, everybody ready? Ready, guys? Okay, all right. As you know, we have been investigating the disappearance of Imani Robinson. Imani was last seen by her mother on 7/16/2023 after having dinner at her mother's home with her 4 children. After leaving her mother's house, Imani Robinson returned home with 2 of her 4 children. The 3-year-old.
Whoa. Let's run that back 1 second. Damn, she had that many children? I'm sorry. That's too many fucking kids.
4 children.
She's only in her 30s too, like early 30s. Okay.
After leaving her mother's house, last seen by her mother on 7/16/2023, after having dinner at her mother's home with her 4 children. After leaving her mother's house, Imani Robinson returned home with 2 of her 4 children, the 3-year-old and 1-month-old baby. The other 2 children stayed the night.
I know I'm stopping it, but this is what's out here, y'all. And no disrespect to the dead. It ain't her personally. It's the way she moves, which is synonymous with many other black women. But let's continue with her story.
With their grandmother. On 7/17, Clarine made several attempts to contact her daughter Imani Robinson, as they speak daily and sometimes several times a day, to no avail. Imani's mother decided to go to Imani's home to see if she was home, to find that no one was at the home. Imani's mother then decided to report her daughter missing because it was not like her to not call her and check on her children.
You gotta love parents like that. That no matter how old you are, they still look after you. I can tell you this now. My mother's in Georgia, and she's still trying to take me to school. Not literally take me to school, but she's still telling me what I need to be on top of when it comes to me living. I'm not telling me do as I command, just things that certain suggestions that that light a spark in you and worry about how I'm moving and things of that nature, how I feel.
And even from the last press conference, that's when I realized from the beginning that the family knew that the husband had something to do with this, which explains why the mother went to the sheriff's office and reported her daughter missing, but not the grandchildren. And why the media didn't know that she had a husband until her father told them 2 weeks later.
Now, this is where the problem lies in. The mother, I'll say probably both the parents knew that the husband had something to do with that, which goes to show possibly that this woman was not listening to voices of reasoning despite them being her parents. That right there is one of the problems that more than likely led to her demise. And I know it's sad. Like I said, it ain't about victim blaming. It's just some people are going to do what they want to do, man or woman.
We then began an immediate investigation by placing a lookout for the whereabouts of Amani Robinson, contacting family, friends, and identifying any known locations that Amani may frequent. RCSO continued investigations, led investigators to the home that was shared by Amani, Donnell Anderson, which is Amani's husband, and the 4 children. What I can tell you now is that our investigation intensified, and it was clear that foul play was evident in the disappearance of Amani. This investigation led us to conduct several search warrants on homes, to include the home of our victim, a car, and cell phones. In addition, we spoke to several individuals, collected a number of evidence to include blood in our victim's home and in other places that I won't be specific on.
Yep. No doubt about it. None. I mean, like, no, there's nothing. Like I said, I don't sit here and defend guys like, well, maybe it wasn't. No, no. Let's just keep going. Let's keep rocking.
All while the investigation continues, investigators continue to plan, organize, and search areas around specific locations to find Amani or individuals who could tell us where Amani is and what could they tell us about her disappearance. As we continued to search with the assistance of the cadaver canine, we came across an area where we believed to be evidence of a possible body. As we processed that area, an unknown body was discovered. Once the body was examined and matched the description provided to us on Amani, including tattoos, we matched from photos of Amani.
Say what you want about women and tattoos, but it's distinguishing marks like these that if a body was dismembered, you can always identify somebody with. So this, and this will be good.
Including descriptions that was provided to us by our mother and others, with the body recovered. We were certain that we have located Amani. On 8/4/2023, several more search warrants were secured, as well as arrest warrants for Donnell Anderson, which is her husband.
Luda.
I activated my SWAT team to go and pick up Donnell Anderson. Donnell Anderson was located at an apartment location in the city of Atlanta. Donnell Anderson is charged with felony murder, malice murder,
That's right,
aggravated assault,
get his ass,
possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and there could be more charges. This investigation is still ongoing.
I want to know why. Like, bro, why? That's what I want to know. Not because it will help me. It's like, yo, it ain't worth taking somebody's life. And this is me kicking into conspiracy theory mode here. What, the marriage wasn't going great? And you know that separation and divorce will lead you into a financial strain, so you thought killing her would be more viable. Now you don't have your freedom is gone. The kids done lost both their parents. At least, even though the hardships of divorce on men are brutal, the fact is you're still around. You still can get through this in time. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. You don't take you don't take the way of life over that. I know y'all were married, and I know the situation was like, you know what? We had these children, maybe before or after we got married. It's still the fact that's your wife, homie. That's your wife. But I'm just speculating right now. Let's keep going.
Going, and I can assure you that another arrest will be made.
Wow, so another arrest is going to be made. They're saying that Donnell did not do this alone.
Hello.
As I stated earlier, this is an ongoing investigation. We are out in the field even as we speak on this investigation. I told you that there's going to be another arrest, and that is to.
Wow, now the plot really thickens. I didn't watch it this far, so I didn't even watch the thing. I just heard it is from somebody else. Like I said, from over there in Paris Milan's camp, they like to vilify and make all black men into boogeymen, but to hear it, to watch it, and I refused to watch it. I just was sent screenshots of the comment section from Demetrius from Pao Shango. He sent me some things, and I was like, bro, that's her ilk. That's the ilk right there. That's who they want me and other black men to wife up and save. Man, please, if y'all not fair and balanced, fuck you. Anyway, let's continue on. Like there's an accomplice. Or maybe accomplices who helped move that body.
The reason why we're still out here on the field, and we're going to get that individual and any other individuals that could be attached to this case in custody if we find out that anyone else is involved. I have expressed my sympathy to the mother and father and their family, and I promised them that I was going to find Amani and find out who done something to Amani, and that today we have done. And so now at this time I will turn it over to the parents. This is Miss Clarine and Mr. Ackland.
So these are her parents. They're not together. That's why the mother was on one side, the father was on the other.
This is Miss Clarine.
And I take it that the kids in the background, I think the girl in the background possibly is one of the daughters. She looks approximately like a young teenager. This is probably her grandchild with the late Amani. And she just mentioned that they're not together, but that is no, he's still in the picture. This is why both of them are here. This is why I'm saying her husband did not need to take her life because of probably marriage problems. Nobody. No. So let's continue on.
And Mr. Ackland.
So these are her parents. They're not together. That's why the mother was on one side, the father was on the other. They had 3 children together. Imani was one of them, all 3 of them gone, all in scenarios that happened in Georgia. Her mother had a 4th child that didn't belong to her father that was also lost in Georgia.
God damn. What? Whoa, hold on. Let's play that again. Or, like, they lost 3 children together, and then she lost... It's hard to be non-judgmental. It's very hard to be non-judgmental. Let's go.
So these are her parents. They're not together. That's why the mother was on one side, the father was on the other. They had 3 children together. Imani was one of them, all 3 of them gone, all in scenarios that happened in Georgia. Her mother had a 4th child that didn't belong to her father that was also lost in Georgia.
Today is a very difficult day.
That's sad, man. I don't know where they hopefully they tell us where they were raised at, but I'm I'm looking at them funny. I'm not saying I'm not blaming them, but I'm looking at them funny. You can't after a while you can't make grown people do shit that they don't want to do, but this shit don't sit well with me, man. Anybody watching this, does this sit well with you? That they lost all their children? They lost four children. She had another one after they split up. She had a fourth child that also died in violent situation. Like something ain't right. Something just ain't right. Like Keith Sweat said in his old song, something just ain't right. Yep. Let's continue on.
For our family, especially the mother and the father. As a mother and father, you know that your kids are in a very special way. And when I couldn't reach Imani almost 3 weeks ago, I knew something was wrong. Late last night, my worst fears were confirmed.
Sad.
And our family
Still
is
sad.
devastated.
It's still sad.
Being here today is extremely difficult for us, but I do want to thank the public who rallied around us and supported us for Imani's safe return. Thank you to the members of the national and local media who elevated the story. Lastly, Investigator Jones, Deputy Adams, and Sheriff Levette, and the whole entire team that worked diligently to bring Imani home. We thank you for your continued prayers and support as we work to care for Imani's beautiful boys without a mother.
Oh, they boys, so I don't know who the girl is in the background.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is not the news that we wanted to have, but I was prepared. I was preparing Imani's mom for it. When she sent me the Ring doorbell video and said, what do I think, I made my peace with it then. I want to give thanks to Investigator Jones that at least they couldn't tell us. I understand that, but she did say, that's what it sounded like to me too. So I said my goodbyes to my daughter yesterday. And I told her, I promised her when I laid there with Royal that we will work with whoever we have to, and all people that's involved will be held accountable. This is the third child I lost to the state of Georgia.
That's sad, yo.
And if you think it's going to break me, it's not. I didn't see all I can see. 3 of my babies gone. I want to thank Rockdale County. I didn't want to give y'all the chance, and I wanted him so bad. But I trusted y'all. And thank you. Thank you. It's not the news that we wanted, but I'm happy that we can hold them accountable. And I just ask all, if you know anything can help it go further, and anybody else that is involved, come.
This shit's sad, man. This shit is sad. Like it seriously is. You're supposed to your children's supposed to outlive you. And then their children are supposed to outlive them. And that's how the cycle is. They have to bury a total of 4 children together. Let's continue watching.
Fourth, because what?
And you know what? It's really this. This is the part of my job I hate the most. When I can't. I know I can't save everybody. Me and my coworkers, I know we can't. But seeing this is what bothers me, because I have personally went through the loss of losing both my grandmothers dead, Both of them are dead. I lost my only um aunt on my mother's side of the family. I lost an aunt on my I got one aunt left on my father's side of the family because I lost another one. I lost uncles that I never really got to get to know. I got to know one as I got older, and then he passed on too from my father's side. By the time I met them and was around them, a lot of them were far gone, like either passed on before I got the distance and us just not knowing each other that well growing up. Really, it's tough. I imagine that, and I'm giving you reasons because of how time and geography set us. But to know this, to see this, don't go through this shit is sad, man. This shit is really sad.
What has happened to us more than once can happen to any of you,
It can.
and you would want us and everybody to be involved the same way you are. I was ready for it. And I will help take care of my daughters, her kids. Thank you, Georgia.
When her father revealed last week that she had a husband and they found the car burnt up at the
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, this was beyond personal. I'm betting it's because of marriage troubles. This is that.
the same apartments that the husband was living at, I put two and two together then. That in addition to the father saying that he knew his daughter was already gone from the evidence on the neighbor's ring cam. It was just crazy that when the story was first highlighted weeks ago, nobody mentioned that she had a husband. But now we know.
Oh yeah, see, the brain cams be saving people's lives, man. Or they be revealing. They either save their lives, or they reveal something that is.
No, Donnell was the husband. Sounds like he was the father of the younger two children, which means he was the stepfather to the other two.
That's her right there. So okay. So that's Imani, and this is one of his kids with her, and probably another one that's not pictured because these are the two eldest possibly.
Now her parents have to look after all these little boys, 4 boys, and I'm assuming they will all live with her mother, 1 month old, 3 years old, 9 and 11 years old. But I wonder where is the father or the fathers of the other 2 boys. I will tell you this though, from the information that we received over the last couple of days, I am not surprised by this husband. I had an idea of the caliber of man who will find himself in this situation and the type of man that this woman will be attracted to. Sounds like they were.
See? This be it right here. And I know she's passed on and stuff, but this is a motif that people like Pink Book Lesson, people like Obsidian, people like shyt, and stuff. This is the pattern that people like them are trying to address and bring awareness to because it has to stop. It has to stop. And in me, look, I'm not saying I don't do this and bring awareness to this because I want y'all to look at me as I'm a messiah, like I'm the exception. No, I want us to stop the bullshit. We got a lot of rebuilding we need to do, but we need to vet better before we rebuild. And this is right here, this union right here was not going in that direction. Let's continue on. This video's almost over.
We're in the middle of a breakup. They kept talking about the house they shared, but the father said the husband was
Wait a minute, let's go back.
too. Sounds like they were in the middle of a breakup. They kept talking about the house they shared, but the father said the husband was living in some apartments and Imani was in the process of moving to her mother's house.
See? It was coming to an end.
Some people didn't like my comments about the sheriff in the last video. When I was saying the first press conference wasn't necessary, if they were unable to provide information, all they had to do was release a press release to address the public if they believed that questions or giving information would jeopardize their investigation. This is not a case where they needed the public in order to give them clues or evidence. They already had everything. They knew the person of interest from the first day when her mother came down there to report her daughter missing. That's why she reported the daughter and not the children. Let everybody know there's not a public threat. You don't think that random women are running around getting snatched up and having their cars set on fire. That's the most that you owe the community at that moment. You don't solve cases through emotions. Like the attorney was telling us to do the last time. You solve cases by doing the work. And shout out to the sheriff and his staff. They did the work along with the other agencies that assisted them.
Exactly. And this proves the way the mother moved and filed it like that, like she said numerous times in this video, that proves the point that definitely this dude was no good from Jump Street. But you can't tell grown people what to do. Like I said, you can't tell grown men and women what to do. Ask Lauryn Hill, she'll tell you.
Having everyone running frantic, saying we don't know where she is, she's missing, but the kids are not missing, hiding that she had a husband for whatever reason. When we see cases every day in the media where somebody's spouse went missing, but the missing person isn't presented as a single mother. Even if you think the spouse has something to do with it, you don't avoid mentioning them for 2 weeks. Which made me wonder, why was that being done? I have my own thoughts on why, but let me know below what you think about that. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Sending my condolences to the parents and the family of Imani, her 4 boys. They're going to be raised without their mother. The 1-month-old baby, he won't remember anything about her.
Nope.
Shout out to Judah Zion. I appreciate.
Oh, God. The hits just keep coming, yo. The hits just keep coming. So that's basically that. You see, this is a this is a story into the dating and the appropriation regimen of the modern black woman and their affinity to Pookie. And to these type, like, if the mother filed the charges, the mother put in a missing report and not for the children, she knew from the jump street this dude was no good. You got to listen to the whole video. See, I'm not flying off the deep end saying, this dude was straight up no good and these women need to choose, blah, 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 blah. You listen to everything, and I started listening, and I'm like, the evidence speak for itself. This dude was no good. Her mother's actions proved that point right then and there. She knew the kids were all right, the grandchildren were all right, and something was up. That sound like 2 parents who accustomed to losing their children to violent situations, because they said they lost them to the state. They lost them to crime. Let's just be honest. They lost them to crime. That's not even pulling any punches there. Lost them to crime. Anyway, I've been going for almost 2 hours. I'm going to bring this one to an end. I just had to do this Sunday random. And thank you for anybody who tunes in and watched. And I will catch you on the rebound, y'all. So in the meantime, let's get going. All right, y'all.